Hello everyone, you're watching News Epicenter with me, Maria Shakil. Latest in the Gyanvapi legal fight, the Varanasi court has rejected the Hindu side's plea, seeking a scientific probe to determine whether the structure inside the Gyanvapi Mosque is a Shivling or a fountain. The Varanasi court has said that since the Supreme Court order protected the structure found in the Advocate Commissioner's survey, no carbon dating can be carried out. The court also stated that any damage during the course of the study would hurt religious sentiments and reduce the chances of a legal solution to this dispute. The court also noted that ordering the Archaeological Survey of India to conduct carbon dating won't help answer the main legal question involved in the suit, which is the right to worship Ma Shringar Gauri. This is in line with the Mosque Committee's objection to an investigation. The panel had argued that the case was about worshipping at a shrine inside the mosque and had nothing to do with the disputed structure in the Wazukhana area. The Hindu side has now decided to challenge the decision in the Supreme Court. Remember, the Gyanvapi Mosque is on the list of mosques that many Hindu groups believe were built on the ruins of temples, similar to Ayodhya and Mathura. But the big question emerges, what is the route to get to the bottom of this debate? How and when can the truth of the structure in the Wazukhana be revealed? Is it a fountain or a Shivling? Before I get the guests and decode the arguments on both the sides, this is how the entire case unfolded today.
The twists and turns continue in the Gyanvapi case. Now the Varanasi District Court has rejected the Hindu side's demand for carbon dating of the Shivling found inside the mosque complex. The court said any survey like a carbon dating will be in violation of Supreme Court's order of sealing of the Wazukhana where the Shivling was found. The court also said that any harm to the structure will violate the top court's order to protect the Shivling, and that any harm to the Shivling will also hurt religious sentiments and lessen chances of a resolution to the legal dispute.
इस ऑर्डर के अगेंस्ट हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाएंगे, इस ऑर्डर को हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट में चुनौती देंगे, ये ऑर्डर अगेंस्ट द रिकॉर्ड है.
The Shivling was found during a video survey carried out in the Gyanvapi Mosque complex on the orders of a lower court, in response to a petition filed by 5 Hindu women who wanted to pray at a shrine inside the mosque. The Muslim side maintains that the object that is being called a Shivling is actually a fountain used for purification rituals. The Hindu petitioners had requested a scientific investigation, including carbon dating, to establish the age of the Shivling.
Welcome the judgment of the Civil Court regarding the carbon dating issue of the Shivling. The Honorable Supreme Court has ordered that the whole of the Wazukhana must be sealed. How can any activity or carbon dating can be done?
Last month, the Varanasi District Court had ruled that the suit filed by the Hindu side is maintainable and that the Places of Worship Act does not bar from the suit being admitted. So what will today's verdict mean for this disputed religious structure?
Now let me take you through the stand on both the sides of this debate. Why has the Hindu side called for a carbon dating or a scientific study of the structure? Reason one is to confirm claims that object in mosque was in fact a Shivling. The reason two now is as I've been saying, what is really the argument that has been put forth by the Hindu side for a scientific reason, for a scientific study, to really establish age of the Shivling found in the Wazukhana of that mosque. Remember, that was the Advocate Commissioner's video survey which was carried out inside the mosque. Number 3 is to prove claims that ancient idols of Hindu gods are in fact inside the mosque. That's the reason why the Hindu side is claiming that there is a need for a scientific survey or carbon dating. Now let me take you to the arguments that have been put forth by the other side, that is the Muslim side argument. First, that carbon dating of the object cannot be done because in that process only a carbon dating process can be carried out for objects once living The Supreme Court order is defied if the object is damaged. Remember, the Supreme Court has said that this entire structure must be protected. The plea for ASI survey, that is the Archaeological Survey of India, survey that is carried out by this body of the mosque, is still pending with the High Court, and hence the lower court could not really have passed an order going ahead with a scientific study. The lower court must wait before allowing any kind of carbon dating or scientific study. The original case is about the worship of Shringar Gauri and not about taking the entire journey of what is the date since when this entire structure has been in place. The structure in the mosque has nothing to do with it. Let me bring in my guests now. Professor Faizan Mustafa is the former Vice Chancellor of Nalsar University. We have Vishnu Shankar Jain, advocate of the Hindu side. We also have Muzakkir Zama Khan, who is the lawyer of the Muslim side. Sita Sahu is among the 5 petitioners for conducting the survey. Kapil Sankla is the lawyer of the Supreme Court. I'm going to begin with you, Vishnu Shankar. You have been leading this entire legal fight. Why do you feel that today's judgment is not a setback? You know, because one may also say that without scientific examination, how would Hindu party really establish their claim?
See, first of all, there is no legal terminology like setback in the legal arena. The point and the contention in issue is this, that we had specifically asked for, and therefore I want to correct your report. I heard that your report said that we asked for carbon dating of the Shivlinga. It is a wrong report. We didn't ask for carbon dating of the Shivlinga. We asked for scientific survey of the Shivlingam which was found. Point number 1. If you will read my application, we had asked for ground penetration radar, the GPR survey of the Shivlinga, as well as other scientific methods by which the Shivlinga can be ascertained, and by way of an excavation. That is point number 1. Now kindly understand, the order of the Honorable Court is erroneous for 2 reasons. First reason is, the Honorable Trial Court relies on the judgment of the Supreme Court of 17th of May. Says that by 17th of May this entire area has been sealed, therefore we cannot go into this question. But the Honorable Trial Court has failed to appreciate the judgment of 20th of May of the Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court has transferred the entire trial to the Honorable District Judge and directed the District Judge to decide all the ancillary applications. And the second most blatant illegality in this order and erroneous part of this order is that with this same demand, our 4 women petitioners had approached the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said that why you have come here? You go and move this application before the trial court. We have already directed the trial court to decide all these applications. So the trial court is all empowered to decide these applications. And therefore, in light of those observations, we went to the trial court. Now it's like today we are in the situation of a zigzag situation. The Supreme Court says go to the trial court. The trial court says that we cannot decide it. You go to the Supreme Court. And my third contention, the Honorable Trial Court is completely erroneous so far as the Honorable Trial Court has held that carbon dating of the Shivlinga has been asked for. Carbon dating of Shivlinga was not asked for, and the ASI director of the ASI has gone on to record to say that this kind of methods by various techniques which the experts have, the Shivlinga can be ascertained. It's not just a question of Maria. With lot of sense of responsibility, I want to say, it's not just a question of determining the age of the Shivlinga. The first method will be this excavation will be done in various stages. The first method will be GPR survey, by which there will be not even touching of the Shivlingam. The second method will be excavation. The third method will be carbon dating of the other constituents of Shivlingam, where there are woods and other parts. And the fourth method will be the final report before the court.
I want to understand
from you. So these were the layers by which this survey had to be done.
Yes, since you will be approaching the Supreme Court, you have said it very clearly. There is a view that carbon dating could not be used to determine the age of non-living things like rocks.
We have not asked for it, Maria. Problem is that no one is trying to get over their prejudices. We have not asked for carbon dating of Shivlingam. It's not written in our application. We have asked for GPR survey of the Shivlingam. We have asked for excavation of those premises. We have asked for carbon dating of the other objects which are found in the excavation, not of the Shivlingam. We had clarified in the court. We have said it on affidavit. We have said it everywhere, but if everyone wants to say that we have asked for carbon dating of the Shivlingam, then I can't help it. You can say that we have asked for carbon dating of the Shivlingam, but we have not asked for it. So that's why I am saying that this finding is erroneous. The ASI director says that there are various modes and techniques by which it can be ascertained, and this survey can be ascertained and done without harming or damaging the Shivlingam.
Okay.
Now the point is this, Maria, and I want to ask this question to everyone. If one party is saying it's a Shivling, the other party is saying it's a fountain, how will it be ascertained? Will it be ascertained by oral evidence? The only way possible to ascertain and determine this dispute is by way of a scientific investigation.
And
So
what will be
therefore, we
this
had asked for
scientific
investigation?
Yeah, what is
Section
this
40
scientific investigation that you are proposing?
Scientific investigation, I am proposing it by the ASI. This is what I tried to explain. GPR survey, excavation.
Okay. Okay. So,
if Maria, I am giving you an example.
Yes.
If at the primary level of excavation, मेरे शिवलिंग का अर्घा मिल जाता है, जहां से जल जाने की व्यवस्था होती, किसी भी आप अगर शिवलिंग को देखेंगी, या if you will watch any शिवालय, तो when you pour water over the शिवलिंग, there is a proper water management system. अगर वहां पे शिवलिंग का अर्घा मिल जाता है, that's the end of the story. But no one wants to do excavation.
okay. Zama
So
Khan,
therefore, I
Zama Khan,
believe, and
here
I
is
have,
Vishnu Shankar.
it's my legal opinion.
Yes. Here is Vishnu Shankar saying that this is not what they
My
have even
legal
asked
opinion that
for.
this order is erroneous.
So he is saying that this entire order is erroneous. The question is, I'm looking at the judge's order, and it is stated that if carbon dating and ground penetrating radar is permitted, and if any damage is caused to the
Yes.
Shivling, then it would violate the order of the Supreme Court. He is saying that they had not even asked for it. So then why is one side claiming victory, the other side is seeing this as a setback?
Look, he has all the right to question the today's judgment, and I don't think there is anything to celebrate or to feel like it as a victory. It's a process, it's a trial, and if during
Yes.
the trial many applications were decided by the judges. So there is nothing to celebrate, and he has all the right to question, to appeal, to approach the appropriate senior judiciary against the order.
So you also are
But
also
my
not seeing
point
this
is that
as
what-
some
what
kind
is
of victory
the-
for the
what-
Muslim side.
No, during the trial, if you get something, it's not, for me, it's not a victory.
Okay.
The trial is still pending. But the point is, what is the purpose of getting the age of that site, that alleged site, and that Wazukhana? What is the purpose of that? What effect is this result of scientific
Not just
result is
age.
going to do for the trial?
Okay, let's have.
What's its effect on the trial? Nothing.
Okay,
So-
Vishnu Shankar will respond to this. Vishnu Shankar, go ahead.
Why have you read the affidavit filed by the Muslim side? The Muslim side says it's a fountain. Please, Maria, I would request you that the correct portion is, please flash the affidavit filed by the Muslim side. The Muslim side says that this is a fountain and it needs to be adjudicated. So how will it be adjudicated? And the point is, if excavation is done and if my Shivling's Argha is found, that's the end of the story. I need not prove that places of worship it is not attracted
Sir,
here. I need not prove the fact
by-
is not
by
attracted
shouting
here.
you cannot
Inside
convert
the
it into a
so-called mosque,
Shivlinga.
if
Please.
the Shivling is existing.
Please.
No,
Please
sir,
don't shout.
just listen. Just listen to
Shouting
me
is-
for a moment. Just
shouting is
listen
not
me
going
for a
to help
moment.
you in
I
the
have not
court.
interrupted you. Please listen to me. Sir, I have my own way of expressing my views.
Yes.
You find it shouting,
Yes.
I find it my way of expressing my views.
Yes, fine. Go ahead.
I find it assertive. I find that I'm saying things with my own assertiveness. So, Maria, the point is this, that if my Shivling Sargha is found, that's
Yes.
the end of the story. I don't have to prove that in a mosque, how can in the Wazu area there be a Shivling with Argha? It will strengthen my case.
Okay.
And I have all right in a trial to lead evidence.
Okay. Kapil Sankla, this entire case will now be taken up by the Supreme Court, and that's where Vishnu Jain is approaching. He says clearly that his next destination is the apex court. And the court has also said in this final order that any damage to the alleged Shivling might also hurt the religious sentiments of the general public. Isn't it factually correct position to take, given the limited mandate the Varanasi court was given by the top court?
See, it is like this, that if we take what Vishnu is saying to be correct, that the application that he made was for scientific excavation and using radar system, etc., to find out what the structure is, then that scientific methodology could not have in any way damaged the structure. That does not make sense. Yes, when we were talking about carbon dating, I was actually as a lawyer wondering how would that take the case of any side forward. But when you're actually talking about excavation and radiology, etc., it makes a lot of sense. And just to talk as a lawyer, a civil case is, if you see that taraju that the goddess of justice holds, that is exactly what civil cases are about. Preponderance of evidence. Whose evidence is more, or whose evidence is more credible, that person will get relief. Where both the sides have only relying on oral evidence and they have nothing else to bring on board, then the court can, in its own wisdom, appoint a commissioner. A commissioner is like the eyes and the hands of the court.
Yes.
He goes to the court, he goes to the site, takes photograph, makes report, etc. Now, you can also have a commission who is a scientific commission. He could probably, talk about, as you were saying, carbon dating, as Vishnu is saying, use radiology, excavation methods, etc., to unearth the truth. And that's the purpose of the court. It is imparting justice and unearthing truth to know which side is correct, which side is true. So in this case, to have a scientific person or an association or an organization going there and saying that, scientifically, we have used, radiology, radio waves, sonar waves, we have excavated the area, and this prima facie does not look like a fountain, because the fountain structure would be completely different. And it looks like a Shivling. Then I think that actually clarifies the issue, sets the issue, crystallizes it,
let
and
me
nothing
also
more is required.
bring in
Otherwise,
Faizan
it becomes a long-run
Mustafa
issue.
to understand how is he viewing today's verdict. Faizan Mustafa, how are you looking at this verdict? One side is saying that there is victory for them, and that is really the concern that we have been discussing, that the only method could have been out of court settlement, because if any issue reaches court or courts of India, then there is a victor and a loser.
No, Maria, I don't think there is any setback in this. In any case, this case is not going to be resolved by the order of the district court. There would now be appeal to the High Court and possibly even to the Supreme Court, even on this issue. You see, what is happening that it suits to many people to keep the pot boiling, and therefore there will be no quick resolution of this dispute anytime soon. To what the court has said, that we cannot order the carbon dating because there is an order of the Supreme Court to maintain a status quo. There can be no digging of that place. There cannot be anything else which can be done about the Wazu Khana, where it is believed that it is not a Wazu Khana and it is not a fountain, but Shivling was not visible but is now visible. So I don't think that there is any setback, so to say. And this is just one minor point in this case. The case is not yet over. I stand by my view, which I expressed earlier, that in case of Gyanvapi, there is a historical evidence that Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb was responsible for partly demolishing the temple. The big question, and a constitutional question which is there, and there is a connected order yesterday also from the Supreme Court. Supreme Court has now asked the central government to say it in a writing. Do they think that the Babri Mosque judgment has finally examined the constitutionality of the Places of Worship Act?
Yes.
So the argument which is being made, Maria, is this, that if it was a temple all the time, 1991 Act is not going to be infringed, and there is going to be no change in the character of this place. If it was a temple and it again becomes a temple, because the argument of the Hindu parties is that even in Gyanvapi, they have been worshipping not regularly, but on some special occasions. So this is what it is. It's a legal issue. There is some politics also behind it. And then many of us, are always interested in keeping contentious issues alive.
Yes. Professor Faizan Mustafa, since you are clearly saying that there is enough historical evidence to suggest that there was a temple that existed before the mosque was built, then what really will be achieved through carbon dating? What is this nature of methodology that is being proposed?
I think, as such, digging past is not good. The Places of Worship Act 1991 was passed with this intention that what has happened in past has happened. Let us move forward and freeze the character of all places of worship on August 15, 1947. Now, since many people are saying that it excludes judicial review, it is violating of people's right to worship at particular places, the court examined the constitutionality of 1991 Act, and then we revisit this issue, because what is happening that we are spending too much of time on religious issues. And Maria, I am really telling you that it puts me off that in a modern progressive country, precious time of people is devoted to religious issues. And that is not good for any liberal country or a progressive country which has adopted modernity and a spirit of inquiry and scientific temper. Let the legal battle continue. I don't see it as a big setback. I don't see that the case is going to be decided because of this in favor of Muslims. There will be many, ups and downs in this case. Carbon dating also cannot, finally determine the ownership. Because ultimately, to decide ownership, you have to see the title.
Yes.
And titles are not decided on the basis of carbon dating.
Yes.
Even in the Ayodhya matter, the Supreme Court has not decided the case on the basis of ASI findings. Isn't so? So that's a legal issue, who owns it and whether it was a temple, whether it has remained always a temple, and once a temple, always a temple. There are big legal issues that once a property is vested in the deity, it can never be divested. You already have a Kashi Vishwanath Act, which treats it, as a temple. So complicated legal battle is ahead. Ideally, let the courts decide this issue, and let us not have too much of public debate on TV channels on religious issues. There are far more pressing national issues which should be debated at prime time.
Yes, Professor Faizan Mustafa. Let me bring in Sita Sahu as well. She is among the 5 petitioners for conducting survey. Sita Sahu, the Muslim side is saying, and this is the mosque committee, that the original petition was about performing prayers. It was just कि अंदर जाकर के पूजा कर सकते हैं. The nature of petition in itself is changing consistently.
अंदर जाके हम लोग पूजा करने का अधिकार मांगे थे, वहाँ पे महादेव मिल गए और शिव के साथ शक्ति और शक्ति के साथ शिव जुड़े हुए हैं. तो इसलिए हम लोग ने ये याचिका लगाई थी कार्बन डेटिंग का बिना क्षति पहुंचाए शिवलिंग को, ताकि उसका सच सामने आ सके. सच के लिए हम लोग कार्बन डेटिंग चाह रहे थे. अब हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाएंगे, सुप्रीम कोर्ट में हम लोग अपनी लड़ाई लड़ेंगे.
हाँ, तो ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट अब आप आगे जाएंगी, लेकिन जो प्रेयर्स का पेटिशन था कि आप वहां पे जाकर पूजा करना चाहती थी, उस पेटिशन का फिर क्या होगा?
वो भी चलेगा, वो भी चल ही रहा है. लेकिन जो महादेव निकले हैं वहाँ पे वजू होता था, और जो महादेव बाबा निकले हैं बार बार मुस्लिम बच्चों से हमारे आस्था का मजाक बनाता है. तो जब तक जांच नहीं होगी कैसे पता चलेगा? जब जांच होगी तब तो सत्य सामने आएगा. हम लोग तो जानते हैं, हम लोग तो मानते हैं कि वो शिवलिंग है, नीचे माँ पार्वती अर्धा है, लेकिन जब जांच नहीं होगा तो कैसे पता चलेगा? तो इसलिए हम लोग चाह रहे हैं सत्य सामने आए, दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी हो जाए. इसलिए हम लोग
is there a problem in that argument then of, what was changed post what the Advocate Commissioner's report had submitted, that there is a structure which is a Shivling, which the Muslim side kept saying it was essentially a fountain?
Look, the petition, the prayer of the petitioner was changed only for the political reasons, nothing else.
Why are you saying that there was
It
politics?
will take 4 to 5 elections. It will. Both of my seniors were very concerned about the time we are wasting on the regular debates like this. So I am telling you, it will take 4 to 5 elections when this matter is finally going to be decided. So this application comes and goes.
नहीं जमाहान, ये कौन सी बात है जिसमें आप बोल रहे हैं इलेक्शन का इसमें रोल है? इलेक्शन कहाँ से आ गया?
4 to 5 इलेक्शन में इस बेसिस इलेक्शन इसलिए आ गया मैम, जिस लेवल पे हम इसको पॉलिटिसाइज कर रहे हैं, जिस लेवल पे इसको क्वेश्चन किया जा रहा है, एक छोटी सी एप्लीकेशन आज लगी, उसको अलाउ नहीं किया, क्या टेक्निकलिटीज रही क्या नहीं रही, लीगल बैटल अभी बहुत लंबा जाने वाला है। आपको भी पता है, हमें भी पता है कि दे विल गो टू सुप्रीम कोर्ट, और सुप्रीम कोर्ट में सिर्फ एक एप्लीकेशन नहीं जाने वाली, हर एप्लीकेशन जाने वाली है, हर पिटीशन का हर एक जजमेंट, हर एक ऑर्डर जाने वाला है। तो 4-5 इलेक्शन इसमें आराम से निकलने हैं। लेकिन मैं उम्मीद करता हूं,
I mean, as a lawyer, I'm expecting you to give me a more legal argument rather than talking about the politics of it.
Already, my legal argument was already done. It's a simple application that was dismissed, and dismissed on the basis of technicalities, nothing else.
Okay.
So there is nothing to celebrate on it. There is nothing to hear and cry on this.
Okay.
But my only expectations from the judiciary is this, कि इस बार आस्था के आधार पे शायद इस देश में और कोई बड़ा आदेश नहीं होगा।
Okay, so आस्था के आधार पे नहीं होगा. Why? Yes, Kapil Sankla. What exactly does it mean? Kapil Sankla, please go ahead.
I was just traumatized when a lawyer. Wanted to politicize the debate by saying the 5-6 elections on.
5-6 election, ji.
Let me tell my friend this. That the purpose of scientific investigation. Sir, let me finish, sir. Let me finish, sir. I'm so sorry, sir. Let me finish.
Sure.
The purpose of scientific evidence that the courts now talk about, scientific evidence, that using of modern technology, scientific methodology, all of that is to speed up the process of investigation, inquiry and justice. The purposes in the court today, when you have to move an application, an affidavit under 65B, saying that these are the emails or these are the WhatsApp and these are the Twitters, the whole purpose is to speed up the process. And my learned friend is saying 5-6 elections और लगेंगे, probably इसी वजह से there is this side that is now not wanting scientific methodology to be put in a civil case. Because this would have substantially reduced the time the court would have taken to decide the matter, because it would not have gone into thousands and thousands of oral evidences and had to go through all those witnesses. It could have just come to a finding that this is what the scientific evidence is, unless and until the other side also has a scientific evidence in place which is contrary to this, can decide on this, and it would have been a much faster way. Sir, would that not be one of the major arguments that any party? Sir, would that? It is not about title, sir. No, it is not about title, sir. The title is another thing. It is like this, that if in a place if two parties do not have documents to a flat, and one party says, please open bedroom number 3, you will find my goods there, there would be a presumption of possessory right. And that is exactly the kind of argument that probably Vishnu is giving here. That if you open the place and it is not a wazu khana, it is a shivling, that as far as the purpose, the necessity, the use and the possessory right is concerned, there is a presumption that this was not just a mosque, that this was also a temple, and that there are evidences, scientific evidences that prove that fact. I am not in favor of the temple or mosque. What I am in favor of is law. And sir, the law now mandates that you use latest technologies and scientific methodology that you're opposing, and that shocks me as a lawyer, sir. This is what I wanted to say.
I have just enough time for final words from Sita sir.
How the age of the site is going to decide the title? That's why
you did not hear what Vishnu said. He did not talk about the age. He said, sir, what he said. No, sir, I understand, but he did not talk about age. What he said was excavation and using sonar and other technologies to find out in the depth of it whether it is a fountain or whether it is a shivling. That can be found out, and that is what I agree with, sir.
Yes, so
that is the scientific evidence that I am looking for.
Sir?
सीता साहू, फाइनल वर्ड्स टू यू. ये लंबी लड़ाई है और आप सारी पिटिशनर्स इसके लिए तैयार हैं.
बिल्कुल तैयार है. हम लोग आखिरी दम तक लड़ेंगे. हम लोग को पता है हम लोग सत्य के साथ हैं, तो जीत हम लोग की अवश्य होगी. थोड़ा जगमगाए हैं लेकिन उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. जहाँ सच की लड़ाई होती है वहाँ थोड़ा बहुत ये सब होता रहता है. हम लोग अपनी लड़ाई जारी रखेंगे और हम लोग को सत्य की जीत होगी. हम लोग को पूरा विश्वास है कि हमारे पक्ष में फैसला आएगा.
ऑल राइट,
सच्चाई पता कि वो हमारा मंदिर है.
ऑल राइट, सीता साहू, कपिल सांकला, Zama Khan, Vishnu Shankar Jain and Professor Faizan Mustafa, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Today was the day when elections for Himachal Pradesh was announced. There is another poll-bound state, that is Gujarat. The dates for that is likely to be announced in the next few days. But ahead of the Gujarat elections, the political war of words between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP over Gopal Italia has intensified.
હીરાબા આવીને પાછા નાટકો કરે, આપણને બોલતા શરમ આવે એટલી મોટી ઉંમરના વ્યક્તિ વિશે, પણ એ લોકો નથી શરમાતા.
If you think abusing the Prime Minister's mother will help you gain political popularity in Gujarat, you are mistaken.
भाजपा नहीं बोल रही थी जब लाशें बिछाई गई थी पाटीदार नौजवानों के. हजारों नौजवानों के ऊपर आज भी मुकदमे हैं. माताओं के गोद खाली हुए हैं, गोद.
BJP has now accused the Gujarat Aam Aadmi Party chief of abusing the Prime Minister's mother. Multiple BJP leaders have shared the video where Italia can be seen accusing the Prime Minister's mother of indulging in political drama. Union Minister Smriti Irani called Italia a gutter mouth and accused Aam Aadmi Party convener Arvind Kejriwal of giving his blessings to the controversial leader. The BJP has also hit out at the party's central leadership for constantly supporting Italia instead of sacking him. On Thursday, Gopal Italia's video asking Hindu women not to visit temples, calling them hubs of exploitation, went viral. He was summoned by the National Commission for Women and then briefly detained by the Delhi police after Aam Aadmi Party workers protested outside the NCW office. While supporting their state unit chief, the Aam Aadmi Party has accused the BJP of being afraid of the party's rise in poll-bound Gujarat, even saying that Italia is being targeted because he is a patidar. Arvind Kejriwal has gone all out to push his party's Delhi model in Gujarat, hoping to capitalize on anti-incumbency factor as the BJP has ruled Gujarat for over 25 years. The big question that emerges is that mission being derailed by Italia's constant rants? Joining me on the show, Shehzad Poonawalla, spokesperson of the BJP. Irshan Trivedi is a political analyst. We also have Prashant Gadvi, who is a senior journalist. Irshan, here is a habitual offender in Gopal Italia. What is stopping Aam Aadmi Party from taking action against him?
Basically, mother is always to be worshipped and always to be respected in any manner. But the way BJP is trying to take out one by one videos of Gopal Italia, I think these old videos will not, they will not cover what BJP's failure in Gujarat as well as in India.
But no. The question is not about BJP's failure. The question is that here is your party chief in the state of Gujarat constantly abusing Prime Minister's mother. How is that acceptable? She's a 100-year-old woman. What kind of language is he using? Is that an acceptable language? He has not been reprimanded, he hasn't been questioned, and he hasn't been sacked. Why are you not taking action against him?
My answer to this particular and the entire BJP government should resign. Have insulted the mothers, the sisters and daughters of the lot of patidars who are who died in Patidar riots, who also mother's daughter, sister. I mean, like they claim that they will get 15 lakhs in their accounts, but yet not get. I will ask them that they should also resign in a way
पॉलिटिक्स
that
की
there is a lot
पूरी
of crime,
जो
lot of hatred,
स्टैंडर्ड
lot
है
of rape.
वो गोपाल इटालिया नीचा कर रहे हैं, लेकिन आप लोगों को एक पूरा नया ट्विस्ट चाहिए और वो ट्विस्ट लेकर के आप भाजपा की तरफ जा रहे हैं। सवाल उठता है कि आपने क्या प्रपोज किया है गुजरात के लिए? आपके अगर वहां के जो चीफ हैं इस तरह के अब्यूसिव लैंग्वेज यूज कर रहे हैं तो क्या वो आपके पॉलिटिकल अपोनेंट्स क्वेश्चन नहीं करेंगे? शहजाद पूनावाला, this twist that has been given that you are anti-patidars.
Political leader in Aam Aadmi Party. These videos were way too old before he joined Aam Aadmi Party.
Yes, please,
so
go ahead.
Nothing to do with Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal.
Maria, first of all, the Aam Aadmi Party and Mr. Kejriwal in particular is on record to oppose the Statue of Unity of Sardar Patel. I have a speech, I can play it out for you. And in fact, we have a chief minister who comes from the Patidar community, and even in the worst of times, 63% as per CSDS Lokniti poll, Patidar Samaj supported us. So I don't think we need certificates on that. But having said that, why is this cover of Biradari being given? Look, Maria, many of us may say very uncharitable things in politics to each other, but you never drag somebody's mother into politics. And the manner in which Mr. Gopal Italia, who's been a serial offender, has stooped, whether it's abusing the Hindu community, whether it's abusing kathas and mandirs, whether it's calling Bharatvasis and Gujaratis who voted for Prime Minister Modi the C word, whether it's calling the Prime Minister's OBC Samaj neech, and then you go to the level of involving the Prime Minister's mother and saying that she's a Nautanki Baz. She has nothing to do with politics. I don't think anybody could have summed it up better than Smriti Irani ji. I think the people of Gujarat, please debate with us on what has been done in Gujarat. I mean, Gopal Italia, show me one video where he's asking us how many schools we've built. I'm happy to tell you, we've built 775 schools. We've now built colleges. We built 3,117 colleges, 26 engineering colleges in 2002. We've built 133 engineering colleges. There were 1,375 medical seats. We've made 5,700 medical seats. We've built 8 medical colleges in the last 12 years. So, I have tons of records to go on what we've done. And you can also tell us what schools and colleges you built in Delhi. But why drag in the Prime Minister's mother only because you have a political score to settle? You abuse Hindus, you abuse the Prime Minister's mother, you abuse the Gujarati Samaj, you abuse the OBC Samaj.
Isn't this a language becoming problematic for Aam Aadmi Party in the state of Gujarat? There is one thing to criticize your political opponents, but why drag Prime Minister's mother in this?
I think, Maria, let us understand chronology of the entire event first, because all these videos which we are getting every alternate day is almost a 3 years old video. So let's understand chronology seriously. Gopal Italia was nothing before 3 years. He was just a leader. He was just a student leader. Then he joined Aam Aadmi Party 2 years back, and he suddenly became the president of the Aam Aadmi Party. Yes, Aam Aadmi Party has tried a lot and got penetrated in the Gujarat region, and they have made certain, atmosphere or a political environment as BJP versus Aam Aadmi Party. There is nothing like a Congress now in the Gujarat state, and election is very nearby. Yes, for any leader, I used to call it a verbal diarrhea. You said gutter mouth, I said verbal diarrhea. Any political guy, any political leader, when speak something or abuse something from open platform, or to just for his or her excitement and make a selfie video by abusing anyone, this is definitely not acceptable, because he is a prime minister. Prime minister is for entire country. He is not a BJP prime minister, or he is not a opponent's prime minister.
No, then you talk about the prime minister. If you want to criticize the prime minister, his policies, go ahead. Why drag his mother?
Yeah, so absolutely. So even to drag out his mother, his or her mother or his mother, is definitely not acceptable. I understand. So
no,
now,
I want to understand the sentiments on ground.
So now, Maria, this is a call of Aam Aadmi Party whether to continue with Gopal Italia as a president or not.
Yes, will they continue with Gopal Italia as the president? And even if these videos are 3 years old, the question is that here is someone who is the state chief of your party. And if this is what he thinks about Prime Minister's mother, women in general, then it is problematic. That it's a reflection on your own choice of the state chief.
But I am thinking that
no, this is a question to Irshant Trivedi.
Gopal Italia made this video, and of course it is to be condemned strongly. And of course, he should not make such kind of videos. Things are that BJP actually, they are not talking on true politics, but rather they are just trying to find out the old videos of Gopal Italia. And by that, actually, they are I think they are just spreading these videos, and actually they are insulting Prime Minister and his mother. I mean, it is not, I mean, like, why to drag out such kind of videos at the time of just election? Because they have no other issues. They have no other points. I mean, like Shajat Punawala sir said that, I mean, let us talk on school, let us talk on Arogya,
Ishan,
let us talk on
no, forget
this
about
women's
what
safety
they
and all
have
that.
done. I'm
But,
just
I mean, they are
asking
not
you one
doing
thing.
that. They are
What
not
made
doing that.
you choose
They
somebody
are
like a
just
Gopal
trying to
Italia
pull
in the
out all
first
videos
place?
while he was
Gopal,
not the
I'm
chief.
sure you would have done background search.
The
Whatever
higher-
he was, if he has put out these videos, then it's a reflection on him. And what made you make him the party president?
BJP is trying to just turn out all the points from actually the main
Shehzad.
topics. I mean, the main points of Gujarat elections.
And which is
such as
what?
With the
Which
very
is what?
poor. I mean, like, the governance is very poor, and down to minimize that thing, that they are trying to pull out these old videos of Gopal Italia.
Okay.
I mean, by that they are trying to prove that.
Okay, let's
we
have
are not-
Shehzad
we are not-
and
we are
Irshan on the
failure in
screen now,
governance,
please.
and
Go
we
ahead,
will put
Shehzad,
out these
explain.
videos in that.
Maria, out of the last 5 years, 4 years, Gujarat has been number one in FDI, and every year Gujarat has recorded a higher growth rate than the national average, and the crime rate in Gujarat is much lower than the national average crime rate. Rajasthan is Bagal mein. Gujarat's unemployment rate is 1.5%, Rajasthan is 23%, and Delhi is about 7-8%. So, on track record, we don't need any certificates. Mr. Trivedi,
I mean,
I did not interrupt you. Don't behave like another Gopal Italia. How many Gopal Italias are there?
If I'm allowed to
How
speak
many
in
Gopal
between,
Italias are
Gujarat,
there in your party? Sir, I did not interrupt you. I did not interrupt you.
I
Wait
mean,
to
like,
wait
I
your
mean, you
turn.
are just telling all the numbers
May
and
I
people will believe.
speak? May I speak, sir? You can speak after I'm done. There's no problem. Let me speak. That's the common courtesy. Now, look, Maria, the reason Mr. Kejriwal is on record, you remember, saying that, अरे हम तो सारा बैकग्राउंड चेक करवाते हैं, जरा एक भी शिकायत हो किसी के खिलाफ मुझे सबूत दे देना, मैं तुरंत कार्रवाई करूंगा. This Mr. Kejriwal has said. Now, these series of videos have come. Mr. Kejriwal should decide that should such a person be in the party, point number one. Now, Rajendra Pal also, whatever he said and whatever he participated in about the Hindu religion is also on record. And Mr. Kejriwal himself has used such language against the Prime Minister. Coward, psychopath, Bimari, shameless dictator. This is Aam Aadmi Party's top-notch leaders. So, this anti-Hindu, attacking the Prime Minister's constitutional position, anti-women, misogynistic Shabdavali. Look at what Gopal Rai said. I think CNN News 18 broke that story. Ma behen kar rahe. Is this the language that you use in politics, in public life? So this reflects a larger mindset of the Aam Aadmi Party, and therefore we are asking of Mr. Kejriwal that does somebody who speaks like this, whether he was in your party or not, doesn't matter when he said it. He said it is the fact. And are you going to take action on him, or are you going to promote him? And I suspect, Maria, you see, the Congress used to do the same thing. Abuse the Prime Minister, abuse Gujarat, abuse Hindus before the elections for a vote bank purpose. I think that somehow the Congress has outsourced this task to the Aam Aadmi Party, and the Aam Aadmi Party is trying to very same vote bank.
This doesn't really benefit any political party. This kind of abusive language will not benefit Aam Aadmi Party either. And if anything, the people of Gujarat have had that connection with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. That is the reason why the BJP has been winning the state for the last 27 years. So how are these statements constantly coming from a new entrant being viewed on ground, Prashant?
See, I'll tell you one thing. BJP is a very smart. See, Narendra Modi is playing very emotional card every time on the election. I am the son of Gujarat. And this card definitely plays a vital role to get the success. And every time, even Modi or a BJP has got winning chances on the same statement with some polarization. But yes, definitely, I think this is a pressure from BJP to Aam Aadmi Party to sack the current existing president, which will damage the image of the Aam Aadmi Party in the Gujarat state, which has got penetrated almost very aggressively. And as per the current survey of the sea water, we can see 17% of the votes here Aam Aadmi Party is getting by this election. So 17% is a very huge amount as of now for very new entrants. So any new entrants, if coming up with this way, then definitely it's a damage to the ruling party, and that's why this everything is everything has been created. So as I told you earlier, also understand the chronology. It is almost 3 years a story. But yes, your chief, party chief should speak out something, because now he is the responsible guy, and as of now he is not the face of CM for Aam Aadmi Party for Gujarat.
Or is this just attention-seeking habit? Is it just about trying to make this election about BJP versus the Aam Aadmi Party? Earlier, it used to be a bipolar contest between the BJP and the Congress. The Congress is off the radar. The Aam Aadmi Party is trying to take the opposition space. At least, not even it may not translate into anything substantive in terms of numbers, but it's about perception. In that perception space, Mr. Prashant, would you say that? That is what Aam Aadmi Party is doing, and that is the reason why these videos of abuse coming out in the public domain?
See, you are absolutely right. This is a narrative which is creative by the people, even from BJP also. See, Aam Aadmi Party is not participating in any local debate, any regional debate. So this is a narrative that there is no number 2 in the Gujarat. Congress is not up to the mark as an opposition. Aam Aadmi Party is campaigning across the people that Congress and BJP has a very good tie-up or alliance till date. That's why Congress was not supposed to...
Here is your party president who has become a source of embarrassment. That is the truth. He is embarrassing you, and he has embarrassed the entire country. Will the Aam Aadmi Party take action? Yes or no?
I just want to say one thing clear, that BJP should take action against their leader, because they have failed the governance and they are failed in the protecting women, children, and they are doing whatever these things which is not a good governance. And these videos are old, and definitely Aam Aadmi Party is not driving any. BJP is doing by its IT cell that's spreading this kind of videos. I mean, like, which has nothing to do with Aam Aadmi Party, because these are more than 3 years old videos. And of course, if the actions are to be taken, if at all the actions are to be taken, I mean, like, the public will know that these are all the political hatred which is created by BJP. And let us see that how the things are going in this election.
Okay, Shehzad, I have just enough time for your concluding words.
You know, Imran Masood had said boti kar denge of the Prime Minister when he was in Samajwadi, but the Congress took him and rewarded him. Similarly, the Aam Aadmi Party, now the statement may have been made before he joined the Aam Aadmi Party, but the Aam Aadmi Party saw his CV of statements and has taken him for a specific purpose. And today, aren't you surprised that the Congress party is eloquently silent and missing? The Congress has outsourced its campaign to Aam Aadmi Party. Wherever they can't fight us directly, they give it to Aam Aadmi Party, whether it's in Delhi, Punjab or now in Gujarat. They have outsourced the campaign. So गाली देने का ठेका, हिंदुओं का अपमान करने का ठेका और इस प्रकार से रणनीति और राजनीति करने का ठेका उन्होंने आम आदमी पार्टी को दे दिया है. आम आदमी पार्टी has become the बड़े मियां and Congress has become छोटे मियां.
All right. Shehzad Poonawalla, I appreciate your time. Prashant Trivedi and Prashant Gadvi, thank you so much. That's all from me. I'll be seeing you tomorrow on a special edition of A Billion Ideas. Thanks so much.